What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Oddshopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Oh, the Dodgers down 5-0. Everybody's tweeting at me. Everybody's hitting me up. What a terrible call. Au contraire, my friends. Dodgers absolutely smash them. 8 runs in the fourth. That was an enjoyable experience for me. That was very, very fun. Nice to get on the right side of that one. We've got a Gavin Williams start extraordinaire that we are in the middle of right now, which sucked is Hyunjin Ryu got pulled early from that start. He ended up getting dinged up, so now it's a bullpen situation for Toronto. That's a bummer because they're using their best arms, Jackson, Cabrera, Swanson. I'm not enjoying the experience at the moment, hoping somehow, some way we can sneak that one through again. If you're going to flip coins with me, look at that Toronto lineup. Not as good as it normally looks, that's for sure. Obviously, no Bo Bichette helps, dinged up, and, well, hopefully he gets back soon because he's fun to watch. But hopefully that Cleveland lock can come through for everybody. I didn't end up with a ton on my betting card today. I ended up on Dodgers, ended up with a couple of plays, 2 home run plays, nothing crazy whatsoever. Obviously the Jorge Soler for the people here on this video. Nice to be able to hit on that one, even though Miami just disappeared into a bucket of sadness after that. 5-2, they're down in that game, but we're looking forward to Tuesday. Excuse me. I don't want to start over. We're going to keep it rolling here, friends. So check it out. BetMGM right behind me. Good stuff. You can sign up for that in the video description box below. You get 2 free months of Discord Insider access. You get up to $1,000 in bonus bets back from BetMGM on your first wager. You can sign up for that below. Both are fantastic things. Again, Discord Insider access. That's my betting card every single Sunday through Friday. And trust me, I don't want to take any more time off for golf, even though I know in 3 weeks I have my US Mid-Am qualifier. Whatever, it's going to go terrible because putting is hard. We got producer Jacob, though. It's not hard to work with this guy. 16 games, yeah. We got to add one. Washington, Philadelphia, doubleheader, rained out there on Monday. Lots of weather, lots of things that were popping up here. I'm paying attention to all of it for you. Lots to get to on today's video. Oh, and by the way, BetMGM, it's only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Cool. Ready? Break. Awesome. Let's get to the picks. Let's talk through the doubleheader right off the bat, shall we? Couple of pitching notes that we have to start with here. It is assumed for game 1, as you look above me, Trevor Williams versus Zach Wheeler. Okay, cool. Game 2, it's assumed to be Josiah Gray versus Ranger Suarez. So we are on the lookout for both. I'm going to start with game 1 analysis. Trevor Williams, Zach Wheeler. We talked about Williams yesterday. Not very good. Not a very enjoyable pitcher to be backing. And the question is, what does this number pop up at? Because, well, yesterday, we weren't exactly gung-ho on going after this line, but Zach Wheeler on the mound is a different ball of wax, my friends. We're talking a 36.7% hard hit percentage, 27.4% K rate, 4.5% walk rate. Across the board, just fantastic stuff. Also, right-handed, which you're not going to run into a ton of strikeouts against this Washington lineup, 18.9% K rate over the aggregate, but you have Heimer Candelario got shipped out to Chicago, so that's cool. And then a couple of other pieces that just aren't necessarily going to be striking out at that low of a clip, around the 20% mark, because you have Michael Chavez, 31.3%. Curious to see how these lineups look both times around, and it's really hard for me to want to react to too much in game 1 other than Zach Wheeler, who's just the better pitcher. Trevor Williams on the other side still has that 349 xWOBA. That didn't change from yesterday. 475 expected slugging and just a 16.4% K rate. Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, even Bryson Stott there. Some lefties you got to be looking out for. Just is what it is. So be on the lookout for what these lineups come out as game 1 and try to make some good assumptions for game 2. Here's how I'm going to handle it. Phillies, -1.5. That is going to be the lean for game 1. But as we jump over to game 2, I'm also, with Josiah Gray and Ranger Suarez, looking at Philly -1.5 on the run line again, because I expect these lineups to have some kind of turnover, and I am especially worried that the Washington side could look really bleak against a good starter like Zach Wheeler. You pack it in, you call it a day, you hold on to your good relievers, and you just try to split the set. Because again, Washington, they don't have anything to play for but pride. And if you're just trying to split a set here in this spot, you probably store up some guys and just utilize them here in game 2 in the better spot. Because if Ranger Suarez is on the mound, he's not as good. 268 expected batting average, 328 xWOBA. Josiah Gray on the other side, 328 xWOBA, 19.8% K rate. But I don't want to just make these assumptions. And both pitchers for the Washington Nationals are right-handed. I like the Schwarber play at the top of this lineup, left on right, platoon advantage. I like it for Bryce Harper. I like this entire complexion of this baseball team more against righties, even though the numbers have kind of borne out pretty equal. But I am definitely leaning, without knowing anything else here, on the run line for both. Always be reacting, though, to game 2. And if there's somebody who gets dinged up in game 1, try to react to the line like you would in an NBA type situation when they post the games the night ahead. Yeah, we want to be proactive here and tough actin' to actin'. Didn't see myself saying that at any point in time. Don't even know why I did. But Philadelphia, -1.5. Boom. Oh, you go over here, and then you go over here, and then you go over here. Shout out John Madden. He's a real one. Philadelphia, -1.5. Both sides of this. Hopefully, one of these is bettable. Oh, yay. Jorge Slater had a home run, but the Miami Marlins suck, even though they have Jake Berger and Josh Bell and Jorge Soler and Brian De La Cruz and a healthy Chaz Chisholm. And, well, Garcia got ejected. And, well, we'll see if he can keep this 50% hard hit percentage thing going. And, well, it's a good spot, that's for sure. Luke Weaver here on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds. Braxton Garrett on the mound for the Marlins, which this is a feast or famine spot if I have ever seen one when it comes to this Braxton Garrett fellow in this ballpark. And why is that? Well, he carries a 26.3% K rate. And the Southpaw gets to face a Cincinnati lineup that really likes to strike out against Southpaws, north of 23%. With some additions, you get the Ellie De La Cruz. So you get a lot of these pieces that, well, they're just going to strike out a lot against everybody. So he's a great strikeout pitcher in this spot, but he's also somebody who gives up some hard contact and some home run balls and all of the things. 47% hard hit percentage, 272 expected batting average, and he doesn't get the comfort of his home Miami ballpark, which would be oh so lovely to pitch in against this Cincinnati team. But the same thing can be said on the other side of this one for Mr. Luke Weaver, who 287 expected batting average with a 508 expected slugging. That's it's over 60 points higher than that of Braxton Garrett. He has to deal with Jesus Sanchez, all the guys that I listed off early, but especially one Jake Berger, who I think is having a really good season. He is the acquisition from the Chicago White Sox. I don't think people are giving him the kind of love and credit that he deserves for revamping pretty much everything. 49.8% hard hit percentage after last season's just 17 barrels. He's got 40 of them this season, and obviously it's double the sample size, so you can kind of expect that to be the case, but he's still striking out a lot. But against guys like Luke Weaver, who aren't going to find swings and misses, who aren't going to be able to induce a lot of these ground balls, 17.5% K rate, and then just a 36.2% ground ball rate, a 28.3% fly ball rate. I'm looking at Jake Berger to homer, and it's not like the books are stupid. They're going to be very aware that the Reds, the Marlins, these are two teams in good spots to hit home runs on these two specific pitchers. But Jake Berger, maybe we can find some value. I'm looking at anything better than plus 295, which I expect to be getting here in this spot. I think it's a good spot to be investing. And yeah, Jake Berger, just one of those quiet seasons that, if you didn't have Shohei Ohtani hitting infinity home runs, we'd be talking a lot more about his prowess. 26 homers on the season. Let's make it 27, my dude. Jake Berger to homer. This will be a quick one. Minnesota, Detroit on a 16-game slate. Again, we haven't had a 16 or 17 gamer here in a hot second, and I'm coming off vacation, and I just don't want to talk about it. Even though it's my baseball team, Sonny Gray, my Twins, absolutely. They've been on fire along with the Cubs and some random teams. Pretty much the opposite of the Angels. And yeah, we're going to keep those rants at a minimum. But Sonny Gray on the mound against Eduardo Rodriguez, who did not want to go to a winning baseball team for whatever reason. Not that the Dodgers know how to revamp pitchers or anything. Anyway, this entire game's really tough for me to figure out what I want to do with. 372 expected slugging for Gray, 369 expected slugging for Southpaw Eduardo Rodriguez. You do see some hard hit coming into play for Sonny Gray. Eduardo Rodriguez, again, the four-seamer sinker cutter combination. He also throws a changeup quite a bit and 6.2% barrel percentage. That's nice, but Sonny Gray gets the better matchup. even though, again, minus 125. That should tell you the level of respect the books have for this Twins lineup in general. Not a ton. Not a ton. So here in Detroit, I'm just going to lean on an under here and get out of here, but nothing projects out well. It's juiced minus 122 to be able to get up to 8.5 and take an under over on FanDuel Sportsbook. You got 8 sitting everywhere. Key number mainly for overs. Again, 4-4s take you to extras and you lose. So under 8.5, not my favorite game on the board. Probably staying away in general, which is sad because these home run props from the Twins have really treated us well over the course of the last few weeks. We go for an under of 8.5 that I don't like to one that I'm kind of interested in. We have the St. Louis Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Rays going at it. Miles Michaelis taking the ball for the Cardinals, one of the last remaining starters they got there. Zach Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay. How many times can we talk about how much better Tampa Bay's made him? 274 xWOBA, 25.2% K rate. Really soft contact too. Average 87.3 mile per hour exit velocity off of the bat. That sinker cutter combination with the curveball mixed in has been so deadly to batters. However, we've seen a couple of chinks in the armor here lately. Just saying, it's happened. It's not exactly foolproof, bulletproof, whatever. Bulletproof, far away. I don't know why I wanted to go into that one, but I did. On the other side, Miles Michaelis, you got him with a 285 expected batting average and just a 16.4% K rate. But the huge difference, this Tampa Bay team, as good as they've been over the entire course of the season, a 117 WRC plus, this was sitting north of 120 when we entered the All-Star break. Tampa Bay is still a pitcher's park. I refuse to believe that Tampa Bay is going to continue to just destroy every single starting pitcher who comes to town. And in fact, we've seen multiple times where that's just not the case in Baltimore. Hopefully you got some tickets on that to win the AL East. That would be a lot of fun. That's what I'm cheering for here, that's for sure. Oh, also my Twins just scored again. 9-0. 9-0. God, that's beautiful. You know what else is beautiful? Under 8.5 right here for you. Eflin Michaelis. I'm not all that enthusiastic with Michaelis. You hopefully know that by now, but 4.29 ERA, 1.29 whip. I think he can do just enough in this spot. Coming off of a nice start against my Twins. 7 innings pitched, just 6 hits and 2 earned. Decent enough spot where I think we want to be invested in that spot. Probably going to be a spot where Eflin needs to carry the load, though. You know what's really sad to me? And it just came to my mind because producer Jacob just blabbing behind the... You can't see him, I can. He's a little tiny box in the corner. Little tiny bits of cereal just stuck right in the cereal. So when the kids eat it, they say, oh, this is candy, I'm having fun. That was Frau Farbissina for anybody who gives a shit. But Lizzo, what happened? Why is Lizzo a bad person? I love Lizzo. She sings about my Minnesota Vikings. Da, 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 da. But she's not nice. I feel like I've been lied to forever. She seems like the nicest person. I just wanted to share. Houston Astros going up against, who are we playing here? The Baltimore Orioles, the aforementioned. Yeah, I really want to cash these AL East tickets on Baltimore. That would be awesome. Normally, we find ourselves on the Baltimore sides of these affairs, but let's talk through this because I think it's tough. Grayson Rodriguez on the other side, who one particular person in the comment section that always shows up whenever Grayson Rodriguez is on the mound and I say he's not very good, doesn't exactly enjoy that analysis. Grayson Rodriguez, though, is not very good on the whole. 48.2% hard hit percentage, 277 expected batting average, and a 349 xWOBA, has this four-seamer, gives up nearly a 10% barrel percentage. It's just overall a tough ask against a Houston lineup that brings lefty power to the table now that Yordan Alvarez is back in the fray. Kyle Tucker exists, and hey, you do look at this spot where I think they just sent down Corey Julks here recently. I think he just got option to AAA Sugarland. So you could get another lefty bat in some kind of blind Madrid. I think he got option too, but you could be finding some other lefty into the mix here. Otherwise, Chas McCormick's just been good overall this season. Like, really good. 275 average, 891 OPS with 15 homers. That's an everyday center field, or not center. Is he center field? Yeah, I think he's going to be. I could be center field. But anyway, we got Baltimore on the other side of this one. I can't be going with Framber Valdez and try to make this a thing. 45.4% hard hit percentage. That's not good, but the 55% ground ball rate, 26% K rate, and I don't know, that whole no-hitter thing has me a little bit of gun shy because my spreadsheet does say bet on Baltimore half unit, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to lean it. I have 16 games to choose from. Why this one? Let's not go looking for a dogfight where there's not a dogfight. This is more like it's like a dogfight, but we're not going to bet, okay? Good talk. Glad we had it. My dear friends, BetMGM is the best opportunity you have to jump into that premium Discord right now. You can sign up at stokastic.com/Lindy. That's something you can do. But why not just jump in for free if you haven't signed up at BetMGM yet? Huh? That's what I was thinking. 2 free months, in fact, of OS Premium Discord. I'm in there with my betting card every single day, Sunday through Friday. Saturdays, it's a day for my wife, for my dog, playing terrible golf. You know the drill. But 2 free months you're going to get of that OS Premium Discord just when you sign up at the link below for BetMGM. But that's not it. That's not it. It gets better. You'll get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets when you make your first wager if it loses. Now, if it wins, keep the money. Withdraw. Get your funds. Complete smash. Yay, world. But guess what else? It's okay if it loses because you'll get it back in bonus bets from BetMGM. What a great deal. These books are begging you to try out their product, begging you to see what they have to offer that maybe other books don't. And what BetMGM I have found to have to offer is some of the best totals to jump on early and some of the best pitcher props, bar none, in the entire industry. So check it out, friends. You want to be jumping on only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all, back to the picks. We got the Atlanta Braves where I'm happy I don't have a ticket on it because they're still down 7-5. It just went into a rain delay about, 20 minutes ago. Not sure if they'll be able to finish up playing baseball here tonight, but Spencer Strider got completely blown out of the water, which reminds me, we want to show a little bit of caution this time of the year, especially as we're all building our bankrolls, trying to have everything ready to rock for NFL season. I know you're excited. I'm excited. I'm going to be doing Lindy's locks for it. Huh? I don't think I've officially said that yet, but it's going to be a very, very fun time there for Fridays. Going to be able to hang out with producer Jacob some more. That's all he wants to do, right? My dude. Coming up, I was confused. My mom kissing a girl. But anyway, we're heading, my friends, to Hot Atlanta, where they're normally good at scoring runs. Just Spencer Strider got destroyed. Up against the Pittsburgh Pirates for another round of good fun. 12 runs through, 5 innings? That's wild. Yanni Chirinos, though, he brings the runs. And Mitch Keller, comeback Keller, took a little bit of a detour here of late on the old comeback tour. And now he's going up against an Atlanta team that they're really, really good. Mitch Keller gave up, 6 and 8 runs in 3 of his last 4 outings. Just going to throw this out there. Just throw it out there. That's not exactly what you want to see going up against Atlanta next. Yeah, but these numbers, do I want to back Yanni Chirinos in this spot? I literally thought about it. But then, caution, friends, caution. 44% hard hit percentage, 364 xWOBA. I know he had one good start. Good job, Yanni Chirinos. Pat him on the back. Going up against Tampa Bay, his former team back in the beginning of the month. But since then, 3 earned, 4 earned, 3 earned in his last 3 outings. Not really getting swings and misses. 4.42 ERA. It's not bad, but I'd like to see better than that, especially when we're talking about a spot where minus 144. I'm just going to be staying away from the line more than likely, but there's no way that I'm not going to attack Mitch Keller in some capacity if the props allow. And if the props allow, Matt Olson is where you start that conversation every frickin' time because he is just an absolute freak of nature. 398 xWOBA, 580 expected slugging, 58.6% hard hit percentage. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Grandpa. 17.2 degree average launch angle. Anything better than plus 190? Yeah, I know it sounds make-believe. Plus 190. And I know it might be frustrating to watch him go out and get walked 3 times because that's what I would do if I were Mitch Keller, but I'm just saying. Got to throw the ball at him eventually because he has protection of Acuna, Albies, and Riley, and those 3 do not suck at baseball. Matt Olson to home run. I'm in love with it. My favorite home run play on the board for tomorrow. And yeah, even at these, what I assume to be short odds. Lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it. We're not going to lock with this one. We're probably just going to skip by it entirely. The Chicago Cubs taking on the Mets. Jameson Taillon going at it with Carlos Carrasco. Who's excited for this one? Anyone? Woo. Who let the dogs out? Woo. Woo, woo, woo. The Hangover. I got to go rewatch that now. Anybody else just have this thing where you think of a movie and now you just need to watch it or you're going to be bugged the rest of the night? I have that feeling. I think producer Jacob has that about, let's see, Oppenheimer. He's probably going to go to it for a fourth time tomorrow. Producer Jacob getting a lot of screen time on Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks today. Well, not screen time, just talking about him. He's a nice fella. Nice as the next guy. But probably not because he's nicer than them all. Anyway, we are getting back on track here. Cubs, Mets, we don't want to bet this one, right? Jameson Taillon, 474 expected slugging, 522 expected slugging for Carrasco on the other side. Both of these guys north of a 10% barrel percentage. If I had to do anything here, I think the Cubs money line looks a little bit intriguing. Everybody keeps reminding me, oh, Eric, they win every game. Oh, Eric, they have the best record since the All-Star break. I do not care. Those are things I don't care about. I don't care. It's not like they're minus 200. They're going to win every time, and it's a guarantee they'd be minus 200, minus 300, minus 500. I don't see that. Do you see that? I don't see it. Cubs money line. Have fun, Cubs fans. You're all out there. I do like this spot, though. We've got the Kansas City Royals, Boston Red Sox going off for another rendition of a good, enjoyable baseball game. Brian Bayo out there up against, what was it, Cole Ragans today. I actually backed him at DFS, but that's a different conversation for a different program. We've got Brady Singer on the mound here for the Royals going up against Cutter Crawford. And Cutter Crawford, I have really enjoyed backing over the course of the last, long time. 290 ex-WOBA, 219 expected batting average, 24.6% K rate, 5.8% walk rate across the board. He's been very impressive as a starter. I think probably one of the more impressive starters, somebody that we should have been talking more about. I feel like I talk about him a lot on this program. He had a tough luck loss going up against the Mets there. Did give up 4 earned, I suppose, in that one, just from what I remember. But against the Cubs, got the W. Against the Giants, got the W. Got no decision against Seattle, and actually we just kind of stayed away from that game. Cutter Crawford, you've been beautiful. 3.62 ERA, 1.09 whip. You know who hasn't been? The guy on the other side, Brady Singer, 50.8% hard hit percentage, 277 expected batting average. And overall, I still, dare I say it? Still like the stuff. The sinker slider combination, 51 and 41% usage on those two puppies. It's not like batters don't know what's coming, but last year, he really figured it out with a 3.97 expected ERA and a 3.23 ERA and a larger sample size than he's had so far this season. But this year, the hard contact is back, friends, and in a very vicious way. 50.8% hard hit percentage. What in the absolute world is that? In fact, it never really was around at any point. He had never had over a 41% hard hit percentage in his 3 major league seasons thus far. He's still young. He's 27. He's a touted first rounder. But you're giving up some of the most hard hit out of any starting pitcher in baseball. In fact, first percentile on Baseball Savant. That's not what you're looking for, friends. And he got a Boston lineup that just oozes lefty power. And yes, Fenway doesn't play as much up for lefty power as much as what you think. And I wouldn't even call it lefty power. That's probably a misnomer on my part. We've got Yoshida. You got Durant. They're going to do it in a different way. They're going to slap it out there and run after it. Whereas Devers, he's just going to hit it by pesky pole and do crazy things and probably hit somebody in the bullpen. Just kidding. They always are watching and they always catch it. Anybody else notice that on TV? How do bullpen guys catch it every single time? Put them in the outfield. Make them useful. Pitchers, so lazy. I would be too if I made billions of dollars and got to just work every 5 days. Be great. And you just better be a good cheerleader. Just kidding. They're very important. Very important that I let you know Boston minus 1.5. It's a like for me. The math of this is kind of nuts too. And I wish I could talk about this on Lindy's Locks, but I'm just going to throw it out there. FanDuel, minus 1.5, plus 106, best available number. It's also the worst place you could possibly bet on the money line as it stands right now. So don't bet the money line there. Look at Caesars minus 178 if you're so inclined. But I think it's better mathematically to go to Boston in a total of 10, minus 1.5. We'll explain it one day. Just plus money, plus 106. Good stuff. Boston, minus 1.5. I like it. We got BB8 on the mound. I wish he had number 8. Wouldn't that be great? Tanner Beebe, you missed an opportunity. Marketing would love you. But the Cleveland Guardians, they're going to be hosting Toronto yet again in this one. They're now up 3-1, so I'm heartbroken in the top of the ninth. Please, God, find a W, because we've been on fire, and the Dodgers won back-to-back for us, and things have been good. Now they're going bad. Can I get a miracle one time? Gavin Williams, what a great pitching performance. I'm mad because I hate losing, but Gavin Williams was absolutely sublime here. Kind of a different spot, though, with Tanner Beebe here on the mound. However, they do have a lot of similar characteristics in their pitching style. You're going to see a lot of fastballs from Tanner Beebe, although it doesn't carry the same velocity that you're going to run into with Mr. Gavin Williams, that's for sure. But 48.6% four-seamer usage. The slider coming in 27.5%. Just the K's are better, 23.9%. And I didn't really love what Toronto rolled out in terms of a lineup there today. I thought it was pretty exploitable. You had Matt Chapman batting in, 6th hole? You had Brandon Belt batting 2nd. That's a 34.5% K rate. If they're going to throw him up there again, if they feel somewhat successful after tonight, which you shouldn't, because, again, 7 innings of no-hit ball against Gavin Williams, not ideal if you're the Toronto Blue Jays. Also, it really was bad luck that Hyun-Jin Ryu left after 4, something with his knee. Hopefully he's okay, but we would have liked to see him keep going. Anyway, we're looking on the other side of this one. Yusei Kikuchi, he's been good in terms of Ks, 24.6% K rate, but unlike BB, the Southpaw Kikuchi, 43.1% hard hit percentage, 447 expected slugging. He still, though, gets the better matchup, probably just staying away from this line entirely this time around, especially because, again, BB getting less love in this spot. I know it's because Ryu's been worse, and that was the whole point of the whole thing. But either way, Cleveland at minus 102. See how the things change? They also should get Clase. He's the first girl to scream on the track. Good stuff. He'll be back after his 1-game suspension today. Just sat on his hands. Thought about the blown save he had on Sunday. Thought about his feelings. But Tanner Beebe up to 6 Ks. I'm curious what this K prop drops at. But based on Toronto's lineup from today, I want to be factoring in if books are going to have that ready to rock, where it's inclined to know that Brandon Belt's up there in the 2-hole with his, 34.5% K rate. That isn't great, folks. Just throwing it out there. And Davis Schneider, he's never going to just sit on a 13.3% K rate. Just a fact. So Tanner Beebe up to 6 Ks, maybe 7, but I want to be a little bit cautious for you people who are going to throw 48 legs of a parlay together and get mad at me. So Tanner Beebe, update. So up to 6 Ks. 6. Milwaukee hosting Colorado. I'm going to try to speed this one up because... Oh, wait. It's a lock? Let's go. It's time. Let's party. Party on Garth. Kyle Freeland going up against Wade Miley, a pair of southpaws, and he's just being Miley. I can't believe I have somebody else to do that bit with. 17.5% K rate, 269 expected batting average. Neither of those are ideal. But he limits hard contact, 34.7% hard hit percentage. Just throws a cutter over and over again that tries to get spiked into the ground. It doesn't really. 43.1% ground ball rate isn't nothing, but just a 19.2% whiff percentage. The whole thing, is that even against this Colorado lineup that I don't find to be all that good, all that noticeable, you get a couple of lefties who are still going to do damage against lefties, that being Ryan McMahon, of course, he's like Mr. Number 1 there, and then Nolan Jones, both of them in the lineup there, I think are going to be pretty useful still for this baseball team. You get Brendan Rodgers back into the fray after being out for a long time, only 15 batted ball events, 46.7% hard hit percentage. He's been one of their better hitters over the course of the last couple of years, although I think still disappointing, but that's a conversation for a different day. You get the Brennan Doyle and Elias Diaz should be in line to catch here. Just saying. I think they're a pretty good contrarian team to be backing here, but it's not like I'm going to bet them. No. Colorado, no. Especially because Milwaukee should be able to absolutely pummel Kyle Freeland. 495 expected slugging. And that takes into consideration him outside of Coors Field. It's an expected slugging. It's park adjusted. We are not excited to see those kind of numbers. And you have to look at the splits. You always have to look at the home road splits. It's just kind of what it is. But home games this season, He's been better than on the road. How is that even possible? 4.48 ERA at home in Coors Field with a 1.46 whip, 5.33 ERA and a 1-8 record on the road. Zoink Scoob, a little freaky to me. And yeah, Milwaukee's lineup isn't all that imposing either, but the number's 8.5 here. It's 8.5 here. I have this at 10. This is a wild line to me. 8.5. No. We have to lock it. You're one lock on the board. I'm sorry for the people who ate when I pick totals. It is what it is. But I'm here to give you the best plays. And this is the best play on the board for the entire day of Tuesday, August 8th, the year of our Lord 2023. Over 8.5. Fire it to the moon, friends. We got the White Sox hosting the Yankees. I don't really know what I want to say about this one other than Clark Schmidt, not a pitcher I want to back. Touki Toussaint. I call my dog Dookie Toussaint sometimes. That's the nicest thing I can say. I used to love Touki Toussaint when he pitched for the Braves. And then the Angels, he made me some money as a bullpen arm. Good stuff, friends. But not exactly ideal to see him coming off of getting knocked out for the first time and slammed around here as a starter, 4 earned against Texas. But again, a lot of people are going to get knocked out by Texas. That just kind of is what it is. However, this White Sox, no Jake Berger, don't have a lot of their normal starters out there. Touki Toussaint, he's not made to be a routine starter in the majors, although, like the ground ball rate this season, 52.8%, that's way up for him. 350 expected slugging, good stuff all around, but a 15.3% walk rate, that's going to get you in trouble because over the course of 5 innings, it's really hard for him to go out and limit the kind of damage that can create. He's also had home run problems in the past, 2 of them showing up against Texas. I'm not going to overreact to one outing there, but a sub-4 ERA, 1.31 whip, I don't know if I want to go out of my way to go pick on him at the moment either. And Clark Schmidt, 43.4% hard hit percentage, 421 expected slugging. If the Yankees want to do anything come October, they need Clark Schmidt to be the man that was promised to them. The guy with the exceptional sinker-cutter combination. I don't really see it, though, from the 27-year-old. And maybe he just needs another year of acclimation, but I feel like we said that last year, too, in 2022. He did have a 3.51 expected ERA, did some good work from the pen at times, but that 23.7% K rate's down to 21.8%, and that sweeper overall that he mixes in, it's a good pitch, but like 448 expected slugging with a 486 actual slugging, it's not exactly getting the whiffs that it needs to be able to mix in that curveball, have that be the effective pitch, the best I think of his repertoire by far. 197 batting average against, 186 expected batting average against. So I would probably be leaning on the Yankees side of this one, but other than props that might show up for tomorrow, I really have no interest in betting this game. Looking at the sites, they've already come to a pretty close consensus about what this line should be on the money line, and generally, that screams efficiency to me. So when it's sitting minus 148 to minus 154, everywhere that I'm looking, let's just stay away. The San Francisco Giants, the Los Angeles Angels, and yeah, we're not going to go on any kind of rants. In fact, I'm not going to talk about this game much whatsoever because I really have no interest in it. You got Lucas Giolito on the mound here on one side of it, and a big TBD. Yeah, you know me. We're down with TBD. Yeah, you know me. Doesn't have a line. TBD above my head. It's a fun bit. Not really. Alex Wood's who I expect to be starting here in this one. I'm going to assume that it's him. They've also said nothing, and then they have some starter come out, and then they put Alex Wood in like a long relief role, and it is what it is. So I have no idea what to make of it. Plus, if it is Alex Wood, the man's only pitched 43 and 27 pitches his last 2 outings, so not exactly made long for this one. Maybe a bullpen spot, but we're going to have to pay close attention here to news. As for Lucas Giolito, coming off of probably the worst outing of his career, 9 earned in 3 2/3. He had to eat it against the Atlanta Braves. A lot of people have to eat it against the Atlanta Braves. It just kind of is what it is, bro. But not exactly the starter that was promised here for the Angels. They needed to revamp him, and I don't think they necessarily have the tools to do what the Dodgers could have done with him. They're going to do it with Lance Lynn instead. So good for them. Good stuff for Lance Lynn's career. Not so good for Lucas Giolito getting thrown out to die here. But San Francisco money line, that's going to be the lean here. I don't really know what to make of it. I'll pay attention to bullpen usage. If anything stands out to me in it, you can hit me up. Or if there's anything you want to be betting, hit me up on X. Yeah, on X, on Twitter, on whatever it is. Lindy's Locks update. or just ask me questions. Tag me at Eric Lindquist, just my name. Don't wear it out, or wear it out and ask me questions. 3 games to go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as we head to Arizona and the Dodgers, and I do have a play from this one. Kind of excited about this play, in fact. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound against Julio Urias. I almost said Luis Urias, which, again, he got traded to Boston. It's kind of a weird one. But Julio Urias, 32.3% hard hit percentage, 17.4 degree average launch angle. But this mitigates power. This whole lineup does, or the whole ballpark does. And Tommy Pham, Emmanuel Rivera, Ketel Marte. Again, Tommy Pham, haven't even been able to talk about him as a Diamondback at any point in time. Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel, Christian Walker. There's a lot of guys from the right side. You got to be concerned about. Corbin Carroll's lefty. I'm aware of that, people. So don't at me, bro. But I am very much backing Julio Urias to have an absolutely stellar outing here, mainly because his .426 expected slugging, I expect positive regression on based on that hard hit percentage, based on what we're seeing in the StatCast data, and a 4.69 ERA pairing up with a 4 expected ERA. I'm a little surprised to see the line sitting at 9.5 in this spot. I know it's because you have a very potent Dodgers lineup, and then you have Brandon Pfaadt on the other side of this one. But I just want to point out a couple of things with this pitcher who, coming from Reno, really hard to know what the 24-year-old was going to be right out of the gate. And we attacked him multiple times. But I think there are going to be some major improvements from him in the very near future at home. I don't expect him to have a 1.83 whip and a 344 batting average and an 8.86 ERA pitching in home games here. It's a decent ballpark. You have a humidifier. You have the roof closed. You have everything going for you, Brandon Pfaadt. Except for the matchup, of course, because the Dodgers are absolute killers. You're looking at them against right-handed pitching on the season with a 115 WRC+. We've been betting Dodgers pretty routinely here in the premium Discord. That's gone well the last 2 days. Gone really well today. 5-0 down, and then just Seth Lugo, have a nice day. But I really like the under of 9.5 here between them. In fact, almost locked it. You know what? There's a play coming up later. We're going to lock it. We're just going to lock it. It's not this one. We like this one, under 9.5, but just get ready, friends. I do have another lock. We're just going to do it anyway. F it, we'll do it live. And I don't really want to talk about this game, so I'm going to cover it in like 20 seconds or less. We have Nick Martinez going up against Logan Gilbert. Nick Martinez, he's going to be a bullpen arm here. Logan Gilbert, oh, weird. We've got an opportunity for him to go out and just continue to be overrated. 43.1% hard hit percentage isn't exactly ideal. Sub 24% K rate. However, he pitches one of the best ballparks for baseball. We need to know who the long relievers are going to be for San Diego. We got to pay attention to the bullpen usage. I just want to stay away from this game in general. We're going to go to the San Diego money line lead. Let's get to the lock and get out of here. I just broke my rule. I have a firm and fast rule that I need to see the props before I put a like or a lock next to them. It's just been the way that I've done things for 2 years because I want to give you good information. I don't want to mislead you. I don't want you to be betting something that, because again, the math of it is the focal point of what I do. I'm trying to help you find things that have a greater likelihood of winning than what the odds reflect. That is the name of the game. You want to get closing line value? That's what we're looking for. But fuck it all. We're going to the moon. Max Scherzer over 6.5 Ks. That is absolutely going to be on the card. 7 Ks maybe. We're going to be throwing that all together here. Going up against the Oakland Athletics. And why is that? Well, the guy's excited to be out of New York. Let's just put it that way. I think he is back. I think we are looking at the guy that was promised to the Mets, who's just excited to be on a winning baseball team. And he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He sees the opportunity because the lineup is there. And yes, Josh Young breaking his thumb, that's not exactly ideal, but he's got 6 weeks. He should be back for the playoffs. And for all intents and purposes, this Rangers team is locked and loaded to be there. They have all the offensive tools, and now they have Scherzer going up against Oakland with his 27.7% K rate, 293 xWOBA. And I went back through his starts because obviously I was vacationing / playing awful golf. I don't know how many times I can say that in so many words. But Max Scherzer's start, I watched the entire White Sox start. He was awful in that first inning. Completely awful. But he figured it out after a couple of walks, and he just righted the ship. He had the swagger back. And you all know what I mean, the Max Scherzer. I don't know how to quantify that. I don't know what that needs to be, but I could expect this line to be at 7.5 for Ks. I'm not exactly sure where the books drop it at, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious with it, but I'm going to package it with the -1.5 Texas side of things, because JB Sears, as much as he's been one of the better pitchers for this Oakland Athletics team all season long, a 1.07 whip, 4 ERA, in terms of StatCast data, 37.6% hard hit percentage, but he's got a 28.7% ground ball percentage with a 459 expected slugging and just a 22.2% K rate. You know what that means to me, friends? That means trouble. It's here in River City, or in the Bay City, with a capital T and that rhymes with P, and that stands for plaster this one all over the board, my friends. Yes, the Music Man being added to the program. Max Scherzer, over 6.5 Ks with Texas -1.5. If that has to be an alternate Ks, so be it. I don't care. I'm looking at anything that's better than -170 packaged with this Texas -1.5, which the current best line, as I'm looking at it, I just want to lock it, -130 at DraftKings and Caesars. So be on the lookout. I'm going to be firing this one up as soon as the Max Scherzer prop gets posted. Please, God, don't be posted at 7.5, just because he's coming off of infinity cases last two, and he's looked really good with Texas. He's going to continue to look good with Texas because, well, he's had one outing with Texas, 9 Ks with Texas. He's going to mow down at Oakland. It's going to be ridiculous. Texas -1.5. This is my co-favorite play of the day, packaged with a prop. Let's enjoy it. I'll see you all here on Wednesday. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board here for Tuesday's slate. It's going to be a wild 16-gamer. Lots of news. Lots of things that we can be paying attention to, be reacting to. Lineups that might come out better or worse than you're expecting. And hey, we're not going to win them all. We just want to win more money in the end. Whether that, again, not as many home runs on the play as we've on the board as we've normally had here of late too. So a lot of you money line people, you total people, you're going to really enjoy this card. It's going to be a fun one. But check out BetMGM. You can sign up for that in the video description box below. Get my premium betting card every single day. Having a blast in there, hanging out with a lot of sharp people. I don't know, we've had some really smart people joining the fray here of late. I've loved talking baseball with you. And hey, in 1 month, exactly 1 month from today, we're going to be talking regular season NFL. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for Lindy's Locks in the NFL streets. It's going to be a wild time. And only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER for BetMGM. Alrighty, y'all, back on Wednesday. Yeah, good job. I know the days of the week. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday.